Oh, good morning. It's a cold, crisp morning here in the UK. I've got a bad neck. My diagnosis is that I'm 37. That's it. I'm just 37 and I'm old. Before I get into this list, we're going to take Monty for a quick walk.
Life comes in, life goes, yeah. Hearts are broken all the time.
About 5 degrees Celsius. I know for all you Americans who do Fahrenheit.
County fair under northern lights. Well, you got me all shook and shivered. You roll me up like the summertime. Took me down to the ocean side. Stole my heart, babe, I can't deny. This love, it's all I ever dreamed of, this love.
How was that, boy? Well, that's another job done. Let's get home, get a coffee, and I'll get into these points.
Roses, but I got no money. I got a heart full of loving just for you, honey. So won't you take my hand, make a vow tonight?
Hi, my name's Chris, and I'm in a long-distance relationship with a girl from across the pond. America. Even though Anna and I don't spend all of our time physically together, and we're obviously in a long-distance relationship, we have to find creative ways of spending our time together that kind of keep things, solid and moving. And it sounds like a bowel movement. And while it's difficult to believe that I do indeed actually have a girlfriend, yeah, I do. I'm pretty sure she's real anyway, like 90%. She could be a dude. We have actually learned some stuff. Obviously the goal for us is to eventually be physically together, most likely in the US within the next year or two. We have no real timeline yet, but our plan is to document this whole journey and hopefully make it as entertaining, fun and informative as possible. With that in mind, here's my 3 tips for people in a long distance relationship. First tip is time. And specifically, a lot of people who are in long distance relationships will be in different time zones, especially me and Anna. This means you have to get really focused around how you spend your time together and when. For example, if you both work a 9 to 5 and you're in different time zones, chances are one of you's waking up while one of you's going to bed. And then when you add 2 work schedules into that, you may get an hour or 2 a day where you can actually spend time together, and that's not ideal for a long-term relationship. One of the ways that we're lucky is that Anna works from home and I work a lot from home, even though I don't work fully from home. One of the ways we're both lucky is that both of us work a lot from home, which means that when we're just working, we can be on FaceTime with each other. Even if we're not talking, it just feels like we're in the room with each other. And this is what I mean by time. Even if that time is not spent doing anything particularly fun or engaging or romantic or whatever, you can still be present and there with each other using your phone, your iPad, whatever it might be. The key though is to make sure you prioritize time together, book this time in together, and try not to deviate from that as much as possible. The second tip is communication. Now, I think this is relevant for pretty much any relationship, but especially when it comes to long distance. One of the ways you can do this is try to include each other in your daily life and just constantly be keeping each other in the loop about how your day's going. And again, for me, it's about habit. Try and get into the habit of doing these things and it'll be a lot easier in the long run. The third one is trust. As His Majesty the King says, if you ain't got trust, you ain't got love. It's very true. But on a serious note, if you're the jealous type, long distance relationships are probably not going to be. As I said with the first 2 tips, time and communication, these things aren't always possible. Like, people have lives, people have jobs, people have things to do. So if you're not in constant communication with your partner, then it can feel difficult to trust them. Where possible, try and focus on keeping your partner feeling reassured. I don't mean in a weird way, like constantly checking in with each other every 10 minutes, but the point is that you cannot possibly begin to have a relationship with somebody you don't trust. And ultimately, And ultimately it's about trying to reassure each other and exhibiting behaviours that will make each other feel like they don't have anything to worry about. Long distance relationships come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, so take everything I've said with a pinch of salt. But if this has helped you in any way or given you a little bit of insight, or maybe this is something you can send to your long distance partner to give them a little bit of a nudge in the right direction. This is only the second video that I've made, but if you've been engaged so far, if you've watched any of this, I know some of Anna's friends have been watching, thank you very much. But we are planning on doing this for the next however long. I want it to be a little side hustle, something fun for us to do. Mainly it's going to be for us to look back on in years to come and maybe laugh, cry and whatever about the situation. But if you're watching this and found this in any way helpful, hit the like button, drop us a follow, subscribe, all that good stuff, and hopefully I'll see you very, very soon.